What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're obviously going to be looking at the current market. As you guys know, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are going to be the discussion for today's episode. More specifically, we're going to be discussing the recent correction that we just started to see within Bitcoin. Quite a big dip, if you ask me. About, I would say, $300 dip, maybe a little bit more, that just happened today. We're going to be discussing this on all the cryptocurrencies. It happened on practically every crypto, even XRP2. A couple very interesting things that I do want to discuss with you guys today. Yesterday, as you guys remember, hopefully I did put in a short order. I called that this would be the top at around 10,200 and that we were going to short this position all the way down to the bottom, and that is what we're going to continue discussing in today's video. If you guys managed to do this, definitely, great job for you. I do just give you guys my opinions on what I'm going to do, and if you guys want to copy, go for it. If you don't, then you don't have to. Like I said, I'm no financial advisor, so you obviously have to take everything with a grain of salt or for educational purposes. But otherwise, we're also going to be looking at the current coin market cap and discussing where we're pretty much headed for the next couple of days, if not hours. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys can see, pretty awesome. Yesterday, we actually just broke 13,600 subscribers on our way to 14K. Absolutely awesome. You guys are freaking killing it, especially with this market rallying up. It is definitely brings a smile to my face to see all the action and volume and publicity that we're getting, and a lot of the attention that's coming back into crypto because of how fascinating this market is. Yesterday, you guys killed it as well. We were talking about an evening star doji forming at the top of most of the cryptocurrencies, and that it was in, basically calling that we may start to see a small correction. You can see in the thumbnail where I did highlight and circle and literally point to the reversal candle that was forming, and that we are definitely headed back to a correction to the downside. Just a quick little refresh. If you just Google what an evening star doji looks like, you can see that an evening star doji basically refers to the top point in a chart, and then ultimately we expect to see a correction lower. You can see we have an uptrend followed by bullish candles. You can see number 2, then the gap up, which would be number 3 right here. Number 4 is where we have small bulls and bears basically acting as uncertainty in the market right here. And then we have the gap down and a bearish correction. That's pretty much exactly what happened to the market. If we look at Bitcoin, we had a big gap up, then we had that uncertain candle, and then we immediately started to correct lower. We had it on Litecoin too. You can see exactly right here that uncertainty, which was basically an indication of a correction. And that is exactly why I like to use other cryptocurrencies to judge the market instead of just Bitcoin and instead of just XRP, because you can't always be certain that one coin is showing you the signs. One coin, XRP may not be showing you that a correction is due, but if you look at Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum and some of the other altcoins, and you basically make an educated decision off of all the cryptos, you can ultimately get a fairly accurate reading on the market and figure out exactly where the market is headed. So to jump right into the technical analysis, you can see the top 10 cryptos. Pretty much everything is in red except for maybe 4. We have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV that aren't actually falling. They're pretty much just, trading sideways, and Binance Coin, which is just, exploding up in price. And it's been on this, ascending trajectory for the past couple of days, the past 7 days to be exact. And who really knows what's going on? The only way we'll really know is if we really jump into the technical analysis on Binance Coin. But for right now, I do really like to just stick with those big 4. And then maybe if we see some more interest in the market with Binance, we'll throw that into the mix as well. And maybe we'll kick out one of the other cryptos. But you can see I like to talk about most of the ones that are fairly similar. Like, why talk about Binance Coin when there's no other coins to compare it to? You can see like the top 7 or maybe the top 6 are all fairly similar in the way they move. So if we can just look at all of these, we can pretty much get an educated guess as to where one or a couple of them are going to head. Much easier, definitely, think of that how you want, Also, if you guys haven't already, definitely make sure to, add me on Twitter. I'm really trying to, get really active on Twitter. Again, I've been so swamped, but I'm really trying to put a lot of focus on here. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, or you want some stuff answered, you want to share with me some technical analysis, what your opinions are, approaches, maybe news articles, definitely make sure to reach out to me on Twitter. Tag me, hashtag me, give me a follow. We're trying to hit like 1,000 on Twitter, so that would be absolutely awesome. Now, just to jump into the DueDEX chart, then we'll look at XRP and the other cryptos. But you can see that DueDEX, I had a position open yesterday yesterday we opened a position at, where is it? Right here. We shorted the market at 10,083. Yes, we did go all the way up to about 10,200 at its peak, but I bought in at 10,083. This was a short. We had 10 times leverage, and you can see we had about 1,500 on it. Now, I'm not sure why this position closed twice. I only wanted to do about $1,500, but somehow I managed to click on it twice, or it went through twice, and I was actually trading with $3,000 in leverage, more than what I actually have available in my portfolio. So that gives you an example of how DueDEX can work, that even though I had only like maybe $2,000 available in my account, I can trade around with $3,000 in my account when I merely only wanted to use $1,500. So I had, in this case, 2 times leverage. I had 2 times leverage on my position, and I made double what I would have made, and I was trading around with double my position. So you can see that you don't need to have a big margin or a big amount in the account to trade around with more money. And that's why I really like DueDEX. It does help support the channel. There is a link in the description if you wanted to check that out and sign up. But I'm going to show you how my trade was profitable yesterday and how DueDEX is an awesome website to use. So basically what we did is we opened a position at 10,083 and we shorted it this morning. I actually closed it this morning. We sold it at 9,836. So from 10,083, we closed it at 9,836 because we were anticipating a small correction downwards. And that made us about $70 in profit. Now, I don't know where I can show you that, but it made me about 70 something dollars in a mere couple of hours. I literally shorted it last night and woke up this morning and closed it and made $70 while I slept, which is absolutely awesome. And you can't do that on practically any other website unless you have a website where you're actually able to short the market. And that's why I'm so freaking happy that I found DueDEX and used DueDEX, because there's really not many other websites as clean cut and thorough as DueDEX where you can short a cryptocurrency. And that's huge, where you can short Bitcoin. I really hope they start to add some other cryptocurrencies. I heard Ethereum is in the woodwork, so maybe we'll see Ethereum get added and then hopefully XRP next. But they're definitely doing some awesome stuff. There is Risk Manager here, which I'm not fully certain as how to use, but if you guys were interested in that, it does allow you to take profit and add stop losses. So if that's something you were interested in, definitely make sure to do that. But we were shorting the market down to here, and I will discuss where my next position is within Bitcoin in a couple of minutes. I first want to discuss XRP. So I do believe that XRP is done, and I do think we kind of hit the lowest it's going to fall for a couple of reasons. Yes, we're now no longer overbought, but you can see we pretty much hit a resistance at about 28 cents, being that we were overbought, and we have a support now at around 26 cents, 26.5 cents, and you can see this is the support where we now kind of hit this and we correct back up. There's a very high chance we're probably just going to trade out sideways from here, not really break below here. Once we retest support here, I think we're going to shoot up to about 30 cents very quickly, if not higher. So we're just kind of lowering ourselves on the RSI, bringing us down to 60, bringing us down 50 before we see any major, sweep to the upside. That is another reason why I sold off this morning, because once I saw the coin kind of fall all the way down and retest support, I figured that was the lowest it was going to go before we head back up higher. So yeah, that's the lowest. If you guys haven't sold your position yet, consider holding on to it longer, consider selling out now. But I do think we're going to have a couple more days of sideways movement before we retest the uptrend and shoot up higher on XRP. Now for Bitcoin, it's a little bit interesting. We did have this immediate drop, a very hard drop. Usually after a very strong drop like this, there's a high chance we're going to reverse back up. But I do think we're going to trade out sideways like this for another couple of days. Like I said, the previous consolidation is about a week, maybe a little more than a week to 10 days. You can see right here, this was about 12 days. So a little longer than a week. You can see we've just now started to see that consolidation that we needed. Very high chance it's going to be 8 to 10 days, give or take, where we trade out sideways. Very high chance we're going to see a couple of things. We're either going to see the consolidation hit here, break bullish, or we're going to hit here and then break bullish. One of the two factors is going to happen. If at any point we do come into contact with support here, I'm buying in. I'm buying in the second we hit this uptrend for a long position on DueDEX, and seeing that explosion happen higher. A lot of you guys have me on Patreon. If you're new to Patreon, definitely make sure to check it out. That's basically where I share my buy-in orders, my sell-off orders, things like that, what I'm doing. It's pretty awesome, so definitely make sure to check that out. I did just share that recent trade yesterday on DueDEX, so if you guys are interested, on Patreon, and checking that out, definitely make sure to do so. That link is also in the description. But honestly, that's where my head's at right now. I do think we're going to see that consolidation in the market right now. I do think we're either going to retest support, then break up higher, or trade sideways and then break up higher. But, we're going to see the next couple of days of sideways movement. And then I think, it's full force ahead, long-term bullish, a bullish break above 10K. We're going to see a massive rally very, very, very soon in the market. We just needed some time to correct lower. You could also see Litecoin is now hitting its support at 72. So I do think sideways movement is necessary. When you look at, Litecoin's chart, very high chance that we could see a massive correction down to 66. I'd be very shocked if it did, but that's definitely something that could be possible. Bitcoin doesn't look as likely, but Litecoin definitely does, and that's kind of concerning to me. But otherwise, Bitcoin looks okay. A little bit more consolidation needed. Litecoin may be a lower drop. I'd be shocked if we managed to break below our previous high or our previous low. That would be kind of weary on the market, but I do think we need to create a fourth higher low. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. This will be the fourth higher low on Bitcoin, basically confirming that we are in a bull market. Ethereum also needs that consolidation. A big dip is definitely possible. Similar with Litecoin and Ethereum, both look like they can have that potential to fall all the way down to 190. It's definitely that possibility, but otherwise maybe just some more consolidation sideways, above that 220 support, and then maybe we'll take off from there. But otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's episode, guys. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, or you've been a current subscriber to the channel, check out my Twitter. Definitely give a follow there, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for turn on post notifications so you guys get all the updates. Leave a giant thumbs up, leave some comments down below, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.